screen, and we had to match the arc exactly. And I had to look up a chord calculation and get him the distance from the apex back to the front of the cabinet. And it took me a while, but I got it. And in fact, I went home and I had my old 17B2 and I used the solver there, not my 34C, which I don't have, and just to confirm the answer. He went home and used SketchUp and got the same answer. So he's already using a tool that solves the problem for him. And if it had been on the job site, he could have done it on his own. He wouldn't have needed to ask me. Pharmacy. Here's another area that I thought some about. Unit conversion. Not only metric imperial, but dosage unit conversion. Calculating dosages. I'm told that there are Excel spreadsheets, but not every pharmacist has a PC or a terminal in front of their desk. They're sharing those resources at a station. And consumption and supply, they need to track them. Yeah, Richard?
I disagree with that.
Okay.
I don't think a pharmacy can function without a computer.
No, I'm not saying it couldn't function without a computer, but they are...
But then you have all you're lacking, you've got the hardware to run the resource, all you're lacking is the appropriate.
No, that's not what I'm saying. Is their computer is doing multiple things, and it's shared among multiple people. So it's not only used, or it does. Going back to what made calculators compelling, they were personal, and you didn't have to share the resource. Here you may have one terminal or two terminals. You've got point of sale, you've got dispensing, you've got inventory, all on the one terminal, and you're swapping in and out, and you've got 4 pharmacists behind. So the person who's got to calculate the dosage could certainly do with a $50, $100 calculator, even if it did 4 things, but it did those 4 things that satisfied that principle of indispensability. Lab technician. I have a friend who's an ornithologist and he's a geneticist, rare combination. I haven't seen a single Kodak EasyShare camera here in this room. But they are used, I'm told, all over in labs because you can put them in a dirty environment where the PC isn't there and you can press share. Take the photograph of a gel, press share, image goes back to the computer which is in his office. There's another sort of harsh environment that you can think about. I almost didn't put the second one in. I just recently got my sailing license, so I know that there's certainly market for gadgets in sailing. And again, they don't have to do lots and lots of things. They don't have to do celestial navigation. But if they do a few things really well, and they become a go-to device, and they're inexpensive, relatively speaking, to the cost of a sailboat and all the gear that you put on it, people will buy it. So to answer your question, Jason, I'm talking about platform sharing only from a cost perspective. I'm not thinking in terms of design or engineering. I'm just saying that the leap from taking existing capabilities, if Casio can come up with 100 G-Shock models a year, it's plastic manufacturing. Some of them are analog, some of them are digital, some of them are different colors, some of them are different cases. They do have a whole segment, by the way, for the armed forces and for fire and rescue. Large buttons, operable with gloves, large displays. The numbers are much larger than normal. These are by no means comprehensive, right? I'm just throwing this idea that if the original market was a group of professionals that HP could track through the evolution until the technology overtook the calculator market, then not only do we have to recapture and make an effort to recapture that professional market, we may never capture it to the fullest extent. But we can look at the practitioner level, going back to the stages of learning, those people who are at the expression stage of learning. And you won't catch them at a student level because they've gone through a trade school, or they've gone through a community college, or they've gone through another apprenticeship program. So just to conclude, I think the only criteria that makes a calculator compelling is time to arrive at solution. If it's slower, it doesn't matter if it's touchscreen or tablet or whatever. If it's slower to arrive at a solution, no one's going to, they may buy it for novelty, but they won't use it because their livelihood depends on something. And the other thing is that HP should seek out those markets, maybe you want to call them mid-tier, you want to call them tier 2 professions, but customers who need to solve well-defined problems over and over again with limited data sets. So that's my talk. I'm happy to take any questions.
Yeah, that was hard.